Hey there, 8th graders. Welcome to today's explainer on research and inquiry. I'm absolutely thrilled to be your guide today as we tackle a skill that's going to totally transform your academic journey. We're talking about mastering your words. I want you to picture a master craftsman for a second. Someone who builds incredible custom furniture. They don't just sneak into someone else's shop, steal a chair, and slap their own name on it, right? Of course not. They take raw materials and use their own unique skills to build something entirely new. Well, in our lesson today, we're going to learn exactly how to handle the ideas of others with that exact same level of craftsmanship and integrity. But first, let's be real with each other for a second. Have you ever been tempted to take a shortcut on a research paper? Maybe it's 11 p.m., the deadline is staring you down tomorrow morning, and you found a website that says literally exactly what you want to say. Man, that copy and paste shortcut looks incredibly tempting, doesn't it? We have all felt that pressure. But in writing, taking that easy way out is actually a pretty dangerous trap. It always comes down to a choice. Are you going to do the hard, honest work of a student, or take a shortcut that compromises who you are? So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Your words versus theirs. 2. Why honesty matters. 3. 4 steps to paraphrasing. 4. Paraphrasing in action. And finally, 5. The godly learner. Let's dive right in. Section 1. Your words versus theirs. The Master Craftsman approach. By the time we wrap up this lesson, you're going to have 3 really specific skills under your belt. You're going to learn how to paraphrase without copying, which is the ultimate goal here. You'll learn how to actually spot plagiarism in writing, kind of like training your eyes to catch dishonesty. And finally, you'll learn how to smoothly blend that paraphrase content right into your own work so you sound like a true academic pro. The absolute most crucial point today is understanding the fundamental difference between these two concepts. Plagiarizing means using someone's exact words or ideas without giving them credit. Frankly, guys, this is a dishonest shortcut. It is essentially theft. You are stealing someone else's hard work. Paraphrasing, on the other hand, means restating someone else's idea in your own words and your own sentence structure while always giving credit. Remember, paraphrasing is not just swapping out a couple of words using a thesaurus. No way. It requires true understanding and real skill. Moving on to Section 2, Why Honesty Matters. Character in the classroom. As godly learners, our standard for truth isn't just about avoiding a failing grade. It's about honoring God. Proverbs 11:3 tells us, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity." Now, duplicity is a big word, but it basically means deceitfulness or double-dealing. You see, in God's eyes, honesty in our words is just as important as honesty in our actions. When you write a paper and put your name at the top of that page, you are telling your teacher, "I did this work." If you didn't, well, you're stepping away from the integrity that God calls us to. And there are real-world consequences to stealing words, too. Honesty builds trust between you and your teachers and you and your peers. Plagiarism completely shatters it. If you plagiarize, it can seriously damage your reputation and absolutely get you in hot water at school. But look beyond the punishment for a second. Think about the trust. Once trust is broken, it's like a shattered glass. It is incredibly difficult to piece back together. We want to be students whose words can be trusted implicitly. But hey, beyond the vital moral reasons, there is also a massive academic benefit to mastering this skill. Knowing how to paraphrase dramatically improves your writing flow. If you only ever drop direct quotes into a research paper, your writing feels super clunky, almost like you're constantly jumping from one person's voice to another. But when you paraphrase, you smoothly weave that information into your own unique professional voice, and that makes your work so much more engaging to read. Section 3. 4 steps to paraphrasing. This is your action plan. Okay, I want you to memorize these 4 steps. They are game changers. Step 1, read the original sentence until you understand it fully. I mean, you can't explain what you don't understand, right? Step 2, put it aside and explain the idea to yourself in a different way. Guys, this right here is the secret sauce. Physically covering the text prevents you from accidentally copying their exact sentence structure. Step 3, write it down in your own words. Then go back and check the original to make sure you didn't just swap a few words around and that you kept the meaning totally accurate. And finally, step 4, always give credit to the original author. Even if you're using your own words, the core idea still belongs to them. Section 4, Paraphrasing in Action, because practice makes perfect. Let's look at how this works with a geography example. The original sentence says, "The Amazon River is the second longest river in the world." Now look at our paraphrase. The Amazon River ranks as the world's second longest waterway. Notice what happened there. The core fact remained exactly the same, but we completely changed the sentence structure by adding ranks as, and we changed the vocabulary by swapping the word river for waterway. We didn't just delete a word, we recrafted the whole sentence. Let's try science. Original. Photosynthesis allows plants to turn sunlight into food. Paraphrase. Plants create their own nourishment by changing sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. The crucial takeaway here is that a scientific process can be accurately explained in your own unique voice. We fully understood the concept, put the book away, and explained it using words like nourishment and energy instead of just using food. That is brilliant, top-tier paraphrasing. You know, we can even paraphrase concepts in faith study. The original text is, "Faith without works is dead." That's a direct quote from James 2:26. To prove we truly comprehend it, our paraphrase reads, "A person's faith is meaningless if it is not shown through actions." We took a deep, ancient truth and translated it into modern, clear understanding. It proves we didn't just robotically memorize the words, but we actually grasped what God is trying to tell us.
Section 5. The Godly Learner. Education Guided by Morality.
All right, here is your mission before our next class period. You have 5 specific homework tasks. You'll need to paraphrase a sentence from your science textbook, rewrite a historical fact from your notes, explain why paraphrasing shows integrity, identify a sneaky example of plagiarism from a sample, and finally, convert a short quote into a paraphrase and properly cite it. I want you to approach these not as boring chores, but as real opportunities to practice your craftsmanship and honor God with your honesty. And that brings us to the core of what we do here. HeroesMart Academy intertwines biblical morality with education for a very, very specific reason. Because education without morality can actually hurt. If you only gain knowledge and intelligence without building character, you just become highly capable but potentially harmful to yourself and others. Our whole philosophy is that your knowledge and intelligence should help you make wise, God-honoring choices, rather than simply making you more capable of finding clever shortcuts. The Apostle Paul hits the nail on the head in Romans 8:6-7. He teaches us, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." Think about it. A carnal mind looks for the easy way out. It only serves itself, and it honestly doesn't mind stealing a few words just to get a better grade. But a spiritual mind, that mind is completely centered on God, on truth, and on wisdom. I want to encourage every single one of you to pursue academic excellence with all your heart, but to do so while keeping your mind totally spiritually minded, focused on making righteous choices in every single assignment you ever submit. So, 8th graders, I'm going to leave you with this final thought to ponder as you tackle your homework today. How will your words reflect God's truth and your own integrity today? Remember, every single time you put pen to paper or fingers to a keyboard, you are showing the world exactly who you are. Choose to be a master craftsman. Choose to be a godly learner. I absolutely cannot wait to see the incredible, honest, and original work you bring to class next time. See you then.